Where we lock and load. Come on. Where we lock and load. Allen Pals. It's the Allen Pals Show. Where we lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Pals Show. Where we lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Pals Show. Where we lock and load. It's the Allen Pals Show. Where we lock and load. Come on.
Thank y'all for joining us for another Locked and Loaded show on the Allen Pals. A lot to discuss. NBA playoffs is jumping off, of course, but we got a lot to discuss. Michael Jordan is returning in some form or fashion with the NBA. MLB lift a ban on Pete Rose, and so it's a lot to discuss. And I'm happy to have my guy, Mr. Victor Legron. Thank you for joining me, my bro.
Appreciate you, bro. Always glad to be here, bro.
Hey, man, the NBA playoffs is on and popping. We're going to start there, man. We got Knicks versus Celtics going on right now. Last time I seen the score, Celtics putting up a fight even without Jason Tatum. I was going to talk about it later, but we're going to talk about it now, and I'm going to talk about this one individual. Let's get this out the way. Mr. Joseph Robinson, you know who you are. You was on the show last week. I asked you to come back today, and you said only if the Knicks won. Who does that? First of all, who does that? But secondly, your Knicks gonna have to. You better hope that they don't go to a Game 7. You better hope, because quiet is kept. Celtics got a nice squad even without Jason Tatum, and so they got enough at the crib to do something. But let's talk about it, because we don't know if they're gonna come back. But also, we have seen in the playoffs that leads are not being held up. So I think a couple of games, early games in this series, the Knicks came back. And so the last week's show, he came on after they came back and he was feeling himself. And so he might jump on after that if they come back. But it's real whack that he said if they lose.
Man, he ain't hopping on nothing after the game over with.
Yo, YouTube, Don Juan Boy, yo. I know it's gonna be a lot of GOAT James Kingdom guys up in here. If y'all coming in, make sure y'all subscribe to the show. We appreciate them fellas a lot. So make sure y'all subscribe to this show and run these numbers up. But looking at the game, man, tell me what you seeing right now from the Celtics, because they fighting without Jason Tatum.
Yeah, man, they playing. To me, it seems like they playing better defense without Tatum right now. That's what I'm looking at tonight. Last time I checked the game, it's like the third quarter. The Knicks was only had 70 points. I mean, one of those games they had like 80 at halftime. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm looking. They playing better defense without Tatum right now.
And the question
like
was,
you already had touched on it. The Celtics are deep. They deep, man.
Yeah. And the question was, who was going to help out? We expected Jaylen Brown to get off, and we know Derek White, Drew Holiday, even Pritchard got a chance to get off. But it looks like I think it was Derek White hooping tonight. I seen him hit some threes early in the game.
And the Chicago Bulls cast off Luke Cornett with 5 block shots through 3 quarters. That's crazy, bro.
And I see he cut open Hart too. He cut him open with one of the mean elbows.
Elbows. Yeah. One of them Cartwright, one of them Bill Cartwrights.
Already. You got a Johnny Peace, Allen Vic. Hey, man, appreciate you, my brother.
What's up, bro? Peace, Johnny.
Supporting on the GOAT James Kingdom platform. Appreciate you, my brother. But how do you feel? How do you feel about this game? Like, if it goes to a Game 7, who would you pick?
I mean, without Tatum, I would still take the Knicks, because that's gonna be hard for them to win. Like, what they down 3-1, right?
Yeah,
they get tonight 3-2.
Right now. Yeah.
I originally had the Knicks. I mean, I originally had the Celtics win this series. I'm not going to even sit there in front. Right. But without Tatum and the Knicks having home court right now, if he got the Game 7, bro, it would be tough. But I would still have to go with the Knicks just because they the healthier team right now.
Let's assume the Celtics win this game. We can't make assumptions.
Right. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but if they do you think the Knicks close it out in 6 though?
No.
So you picking the Celtics in a game?
I'm picking the Celtics. If they get back to if it get back to next week, I see this getting to 7 games, bro. I see it getting to a Game 7.
So you don't think the Jason Tatum injury is that huge as far as the Celtics being able to come back and win the series, or are you just sticking with you picked the Celtics, so you just sticking with your pick?
I mean, I'm looking at how it's playing out now and what the Celtics are doing. I'm not gonna ever say they're better without Jason Tatum, because that'd be one of the most crazy statements ever making. But now, I'll be honest, you got guys taking better shots and they playing better defense, man. And that's all I was looking at. That's all. I just look at how they gonna play defense, and you know what I'm saying, they've spread the ball around a little bit more and use more of those weapons, man. I could just see extending the series to 7 games. That's all.
Hey man, I was looking at this game and it was getting kind of physical. I seen Josh Hart go down hard at least 3 times. One of them he got cut open by Cornette.
Yeah.
One of them got cut open. So the Boston Celtics are fighting. They fighting.
Yeah, they ain't going out without a fight.
Are you looking at the game? What's the score?
Actually, I took it off, man. When I got hopped on, I cut it off. Hold on.
Don Juan on YouTube said this may not.
It is 91-76 Boston. 25 seconds left in the third quarter.
We still got a whole nother quarter to go.
Yeah.
Don Juan says this may not. I think he said this may not go 6. Tatum's loss is too much to overcome on both ends unless Brown and Kristaps have monster game. This is over in 5. Kristaps has got a mystery illness that can't nobody understand what's going on. You don't think it's an illness? You think it's what? He's soft?
I do it just though, bro. With that guy, it's always something. He Glass Joe, man. Like, same thing in New York, same thing in Dallas, same thing here. Like, he plays, he gets you excited for what he could bring to the team or whatever. And then next thing you know, he got the blue flu or his pinky ring hurt or his pinky finger hurt. It's just like there's always something with that guy, bro.
But I think that's why when they got him, they didn't put no huge expectations. They already had their core. Whatever they get from him is icing on the cake. If he's healthy, icing on the cake. And we see when he get healthy, they can win the championship. We saw that. But now, like you say, with this illness, man, you never know when he gonna show up, if he show up. So let's see. Don't have the link in my email. Okay, I'm gonna send it to you. That's the Pacers fan. You know he want to come on here and gloat for sure. So let me make sure.
I ain't mad at him, man. I ain't mad at him. I mean, because I definitely, literally, I had the Cavs winning that series, man, and winning in 5. I'm just gonna go and be honest. They shocked me. The Pacers came out there and just took it to the Cavs, man. I was wrong on my prediction. The Pacers riding that momentum from the end of the year all the way up through these rounds. What they lost, like three games so far in the playoffs, 2.
Yeah. You talking about
the Pacers? They lost 1 to the Bucks, right?
Yeah.
And only one to the Cavs, right?
Yeah.
They're the hottest team in the playoffs right now.
Yeah. They balling out.
Like I said, I know I can be honest. I picked Cleveland to win that series in like 5 or 6, but it didn't happen.
And you see the injuries. So that's another thing we're going to discuss for sure is, are they legit or is it the injuries? Now I know when my man come on, he don't want to hear nothing about no injuries, but it's a thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's the truth though.
It's a thing, and he called himself Mr. Tell the Truth. So let's see if he's gonna be honest about that. Let's see if he's gonna be honest about it. But he don't want to hear it. So I just sent him the link. Let's see what he gonna come on and talk about his Pacers. But
okay.
We're gonna keep tabs on this game, and we might have another guest if the Knicks come on, and then we can talk about them some more. But until Mr. Tell the Truth comes on, let's talk about the Pacers and the Cavs. Is this strictly injuries, or are you giving more credit to the Pacers because their pace of play reminds me of the old Believe It Warriors, run and gun Phoenix Suns. Offense in 8 seconds or whatever. Those two different teams. How do you like the Pacers and what they've been doing?
Man, they've been playing their game, man. They just they weren't intimidated by Milwaukee, even though Milwaukee was not 100%.
Right.
But I mean, you can only play who's in front of you, so I can't really like knock them for not for winning that. They were supposed to win against the Bucks team. They supposed to win against the injured Bucks team. They did that. But like I said, against this Cavs team, they have even impressed me, man. The way they've come out there and they've been able to get Darius Garland in foul trouble almost every game. Almost every game in the first half, he's got 3 fouls because their guards are taking advantage of how little he is, and they big man too, and they putting him in screen and roll, and they getting him in foul trouble. So now you got Donovan out there trying to do everything by himself. Mitchell out there trying to do everything by himself, and it's hard. It's hard to do it by yourself. We all know Mobley, he'll get you some points, but he's not really a scorer. Allen is a defensive player and a rebounder, but I'm like, is Mobley really like just a go-to scorer? Can you count on him for 30 a night? No, but you can't count on him for a lot. 7, 8, 9 rebounds, a couple blocks, some double-digit points. But they lacking that scoring that they had in Garland. All-star point guard.
And you know he walking around with a gimpy toe. Before I get to you, Mr. Tell the Truth, I know you got a lot to say. I'm going to read a comment. Don Juan says Cavs and Pacers are division rivals, as are the Knicks and Celtics. These teams know each other very well. That goes unnoticed a lot. Denver and OKC are also division rivals. That's a great point, man. Great point. Division rivals. Now the screen is yours, my brother. Go ahead and talk your talk. Back-to-back Eastern Conference Finals. How you feeling about your Pacers?
Not just back-to-back Eastern Conference Finals. 4-1 in the first series versus Giannis, one of the greatest generational talents we've ever seen. Yes, they had injuries. And I know people want to use injuries as an excuse. Everybody is banged up in the playoffs. There's not one team, not one player that doesn't have an ailment in the playoffs that they were dealing with. Those players in Cleveland were able to get on the floor. They didn't have any injuries to stop them from running up and down. So I don't want to hear that as an excuse. The Pacers are extremely impressive. They're extremely underrated. I saw a picture where every single member at ESPN predicted the Cavaliers to win. And not only did the Pacers win, they won in 5 games. They won 3 times in Cleveland against a 64-win team. Yes, they were a little hobbled. But I think that everyone has something going on in the playoffs. The Pacers, since January 1st, have a winning percent. They're 43-16, including the playoffs, since January 1st. That is the hottest team in the NBA. That's a 73-point-something win percentage. I believe that they are clicking at the right time. Last year, their offense was elite. They were the number 1 offense in the NBA last year.
Right.
But this year, since January 1st, they've been number 8 in defense. And that is the difference of what we're seeing, is their defense, their ability to get stops. Last year, they could not get stops. This year, they can get stops. And I'll even say as a Pacers fan, that's surprising me. I understand why everybody underrates them because, one, they're in Indiana, one of the smallest markets in the NBA. Two, they don't play the traditional basketball we're used to seeing in the playoffs. We're used to seeing a 30-player being able to carry a team. Right. The Pacers are giving you 30 assists, 35 assists. That game where they beat the Cavs by 40, they had 25 assists in the first half. That's unheard of. So they're doing it in a different way. I believe the NBA is wide open this year. And I believe in my lifetime, because I've been a Pacers fan since I've been a fan of the NBA, this is their chance to win a championship. I'm not predicting that they will.
Right.
I'm not insane. But I think that they got hot at the right time. They got hot at the right time, and they're playing offense and defense. And I will say this. Every single time they get blew out by like 20 or 15, they come back and blow a team out the water. And you know what that tells me? They also have the best coach left in the playoffs.
And listen, that's why I wanted to touch on Rick Carlisle. I always liked him as a head coach. We know he's got championship pedigree as a coach, and I always respected him as one of the best coaches in the league. And I think a lot of people underrate Indiana because they don't have the quote unquote superstar. And everybody's saying Tyrese is, close to being that, or he if they do have a superstar, it's going to be him. But they don't have the quote unquote superstar, and it's more of a team effort. It reminds me more of a Detroit Pistons team when they won it without a quote unquote like superstar, even though it's not the same way of playing. But they had a team, but it was no superstars on that team.
Yeah, they did it by committee. And I'll say this, and I'll pass it on real quick. Yeah. They remind me of a college team. And I honestly think that's what the NBA is becoming. Look in the West. OKC is probably going to beat Denver because they're deep. They can pay 10 guys a night,
Right.
and you can count on those 10 guys. Look at the Pacers, who I think the Pacers are going to beat the Knicks. I think depth is the new thing because we're no longer in the big three era. We're no longer in the LeBron James. You get 3 superstars on one team, and we can't beat that. We're in you got to make savvy moves. You have to choose the right players. You have to make savvy trades, and the Pacers have done an amazing job of that, man. If you think about it, in every era, from Victor Oladipo to Paul George to Reggie, they've been a consistent playoff team. So I just want to give them
draft well. They definitely draft well, and they made
draft well. They make amazing trades as well.
I won't say amazing. They made some good trades. I won't say amazing. I know you're a Pacers fan, and you got to try to take it over the top and say it. Use words like amazing. Y'all made some nice trades. The Tyrese Halliburton. That was an amazing trade. But
Pascal Siakam, amazing trade. When we traded Paul George, and everybody shitted on us because we got Victor Oladipo and Sabonis, who turned into 2 All-Stars and 1 All-NBA player. Was that an amazing trade? We make under the radar trade. Go ahead.
I won't say all the trades. Y'all got a couple of gems. Y'all robbed some people. Yeah, y'all robbed a few people. Yeah, y'all robbed a few people. Okay. Yeah, you said the Siakam acquisition was huge. Yeah, Siakam was a great trade. That was a great trade. And Halliburton was a great trade.
Siakam is the most underrated player in the NBA.
Now see, why you got
he gives you 21, 6, and 6 a game. And
you say he's the most underrated?
Name another player more underrated.
Don Juan, is there anyone more underrated than Pascal Siakam? Give me a more underrated player than Pascal Siakam. Let's see with the YouTubers and see if they got anybody that can come up with. But I know you got to wait on a winner of the Knicks and Celtics series, which are you looking at the update, Vic?
Yeah. It is. Hold on, they just coming back from commercial right now.
They gonna get this game to the Celtics.
I thought it's coming back from commercial, but they talking. They still on commercial.
Yeah. So
I'll say one thing about that game real quick. I've been in love with the playoffs this year. I haven't seen the refs be too involved in any games. I just saw them get like Jaylen Brown some 4 fouls in a row.
Hey, they up 22 points with 9 minutes to go. So
and Jalen Brunson got like 5 fouls. So yeah.
So y'all gonna have to wait. Y'all can get more rest, stay healthy, and tell your boys start punching people in the midsection. While
he didn't punch him, bro. Like
he did something. I don't know if he did some move. He did some move like he.
Yeah, you remember?
Yeah. And then he stood there the way to get pushed. Like that was
the most gangster thing I've ever seen an NBA player do, bro. He stood there like, "What's up?" and took it. Didn't flinch at all. Man, I love my Pacers.
Don Juan says absolutely. Aaron Gordon is very underrated as well. So that's one name he put up there. I would still pick Pascal over Aaron Gordon as underrated right now. But I think it's some more players out there that we can come up with.
Name one.
Hey man, I'm trying to produce a show here. I ain't got time to look up or off the top of my head things like that.
And then I just want to touch on when we was talking about the injury before we get too far past that.
Yeah.
Like bringing up a truthful fact of a player being hurt is not an excuse. I get tired when guys always say, "Oh man, we're not going to use the injuries as an excuse." No one's making an excuse. The truth is never an excuse. The truth is never an excuse. If somebody's hurt, somebody hurt. You can't tell me say, "Oh, we all coming to the playoffs banged up." But banged up and still playing at the same time, it's different between banged up and a guy like Damian Lillard not playing in a couple games. You get what I'm saying? There's a difference between being banged up and not playing injured. There's a difference. There's a huge difference. That's not an excuse. That's just the truth.
They was missing 3 starters. When you play a game and you missing 3 starters, like that's a big deal.
You talking about the game? They was up 7 points with 48 seconds left.
And if they had them players, they probably would have been able to. They probably would have been able to hold on to that if they had their players.
You know why the Pacers beat them this series? Because they were more mentally tough than they were. They were up 19 yesterday at home.
Yeah,
everybody played. They were up without those 3 players. They were up 7 points with 48 seconds left, and they gave the game away. Yesterday at home in a must-win game, they were up 19 points.
Right.
In the second quarter.
Right.
The Pacers were more mentally tough because the Pacers went further last year than they did. The Pacers beat the Knicks in Madison Square Garden, Game 7 in a blowout.
After Mitchell was out of the game, it was over with. Y'all was already up 3-1 when he got hurt. So it was over with. Yesterday those games was even irrelevant. There was no way they coming back to beat them without Mitchell, bro. Come on, bro. So it don't even make sense.
Mitchell played, bro.
Yeah, but was he 100%?
Nobody's 100% the playoffs.
Yeah, but y'all played.
Bro, he was 100% coming into the playoffs, man. Mitchell was healthy until the last game when he got injured, bro.
You got his M chart.
Bro,
you know his
did he play? Did he play? Did he play or not?
He did play.
Did he play or not?
So wait.
Did he play or not?
So
Yes or no? If he played, I mean he healthy, right?
He did. He's not injured.
So hold on, y'all going crazy. That's when I give y'all the mute button real quick. Then we go get back. Y'all going crazy. So the thing is, the Pacers don't have nobody that I've seen on the injury report with a serious injury, and that's maybe kudos to the trainer. You know what I'm saying? Kudos to the trainer. But Cavs had some major injuries when it comes to somebody playing. Now he just wave his hand. He just wave his hand.
He don't want to hear the truth, man. Your team good, bro. Your team good, but the truth is the truth. Truth is truth.
4-1.
You're right. At the end of the day, 4-1. That is truth. That is truth. Hey, so
it ain't like it went to Game 7. It was a complete whooping. I don't care who on the court.
I got you. Don Juan said Halliburton underrated, and so but he said some people can make the case that he more underrated than Pascal. You know what I'm saying? So that might be on his own squad.
I think I would say no, because he still gets the love in the media. You know, when he does really good, he gets love in the media. You don't really ever hear them talk about Pascal. Pascal can go give you 38 and 4, and nobody will talk about it the next day. That's why I say he's underrated.
Okay. I know you got some stuff to do, so I mean you can stay and talk about these other games, but if you need to get, I understand, my brother. We got some business to take care of in the morning.
And you know what I looked at with that matchup though too, once it got on, and I was looking at the Cavs and the Pacers. The Pacers got something that a lot of teams don't do, and they was able to take away from the Cavs defense, because you got a guy like Pascal Siakam, like 6'9", 6'10", 6'11". He was able to step out on the perimeter. You got a 7-footer Miles Turner able to step out on the perimeter. They were able to bring Allen and Mobley away from that bucket, and those other guys was cooking.
Yeah.
I'll say this and I ended on this, and I agree with everything my man just said, but I still think it was the Pacers' defense reason that they were able to be that dominant. I've watched them last year. Their defense was horrible. They were like a cone on defense. The Cavs had the #1 offense of all time this year. Yes, players were humble. I mean, hurt a little bit. Yes, players were, weren't 100%, but they had the #1 offense of all time, and we were able to halt that.
Don Juan says the media doesn't like Halliburton. Look at his last press conference. What do you say to that, Tail? Because it's some truth to that too.
Well, I don't think I think the media, just like everybody else, just like the NBA draft, it's a business, and Indiana is a small market, and it's never going to get that type of player like a player in a bigger market. That's just the reality of it. I don't think the media does not like him. I think it's just the fact he plays in Indiana.
I agree with that, bro. Like, I can't see nobody disliking Halliburton. He's not no like jovial person. He's not like a Draymond Green type of guy. You know what I'm saying? He's not that kind of guy. So why they dislike him, I don't know. All he do is go out there and play hard. He kind of was inconsistent here and there, but for the most part, good player. Real good player.
It's just something we're not used to in this era. I mean, all the other point guards in this era that are stars are score first, 25-point a game point guards. His superpower is orchestrating pace.
He's a traditional point guard. He's a throwback.
Real quick before I get you out of here, man. Do the Warriors got any chance without Steph in tonight's game tonight? Any chance for the Warriors?
I don't think so. I think Jimmy will step it up and he'll keep it close. I think if Buddy Hield, which he can, has another 30-point game, I'll say that's their only chance. I think they'll keep it close, and I think Anna put it away in the end.
They need Jimmy, they need Buddy, and they need Steve Kerr to let Kuminga loose. They need to let him go and just play him big minutes because y'all need all the scoring and anything that you can get. Vic, what any chance without Steph?
Nah. Nah.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we got Thunder took the lead over Denver last night, 3-2. I think this series is gonna go 7, and I think it's gonna be I don't want to mess around with a joker in a game 7. That's just me personally. I don't want that. But if you make me pick, I will still pick the Thunder. But I think that's a dangerous territory to play with a joker in a game 7. Tail, what do you think? Can they close it out in 6 or is it going 7?
I think it's going 7. I mean, I think that's the best series of the playoffs so far.
Yes.
I mean, I think I've watched 3 games where it's been a 2-4-point game the entire game. I mean, they're just taking punches versus punches. I think it's going 7, and I would think that OKC will be able to pull it out at home, but Joker is a special player.
Yep.
I mean, Shea is a special player, but Shea isn't 280 pounds and can just dominate all over the floor. So I agree with you. You don't want to mess with Joker. You would hope they'll try to put it away, but putting it away in Denver is going to be a challenge.
Vic, how you see it going?
Yeah, I definitely think it's going 7, but I got OKC winning in 7, man.
OKC in 7?
Yeah.
Don Juan said the Warriors can't get key rebounds because they don't have size in their front line. They always been playing small, and they need to change. They need to change their style of play. Facts. They need to change their style of play. That Steph, Clay, Draymond, the what was that? That small lineup with the they called the death lineup. That's what it was. Them days are over. Yeah, them days are over. Draymond at the center and all of that stuff.
Andrew Wiggins, before they traded him, he was the star. He was the starter. They was very small because Andrew Wiggins, in all actuality, is taller than Draymond. He's not bigger than him, but he's taller.
Juan says Michael Porter Jr. is trash. OKC in 7. Michael Porter Jr. I think he got a little injury he dealing with too, man. So we gotta. I know Martell probably don't want to hear that either.
I always liked him, man. When the Bulls drafted Wendell Carter, I wanted him to draft him that year.
I think he's always been what he is. I mean, he got the shoulder. I call players hurt. If you're playing, you hurt. You're not injured. You got a torn Achilles, you're injured. You can't play. If you got a broke ankle, you can't play. You're injured. He's hurt. Because if he was injured, he wouldn't be able to play.
Don Juan is with you, said no more excuses for Michael Porter Jr.
I ain't taking no excuses for him. He has not lived up to what I thought he could be. And a lot of it has to do with injuries.
And then
not that that's an excuse, but he's just not. He haven't been out there to play, to develop, to get to where he want to be.
And like we talked about earlier, like you need to. These playoffs are about having deep teams, and Denver do not have a deep team. Like the last game, they had 3 players in double figures against 6 for the Thunder, and that ain't gonna cut it. Like Joker, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon. That's it. Russ got to be in double figures.
I agree. They got to have a big performer off the bench, and that's why I'll say this. And I'm gonna get off here because I got some things. Got some things I got to do, brother. But I'll say this. You heard it here first. My prediction is the finals will be OKC versus the Pacers because of that, because of depth. I think that is the era that we're moving in. We no longer have the 3 stars. Yeah. It's about who got the deepest team, who can go hardest from top to bottom. And I think those 2 teams left in the playoffs got the most depth.
That would be terrible for NBA ratings, but I would like to see that as a series.
That would be some of the best basketball that we've ever watched. You're right for ratings, but as far as like pure basketball, that would be amazing basketball.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, man. Well, appreciate you coming on, brother. I know you feeling it. We'll catch you in the next round. I plan on hopefully we can make a game in the next series.
Yep. Pacers in 5. All
right, my brother. All right, so that's Mr. Tell the Truth, #1 Pacers fan. This show is sponsored by Skippy's Crazy A, and I have the creator and owner of that on the show right now, Mr. Malcolm Adams. Thank you for coming on, my boy. Oh, you on mute, my brother. Hold on. You on mute, and I didn't do it. Now I did it. Okay, there you go. There we go.
What's up? What's going on?
Listen, man, I got my Crazy 8 right now, taking me a sip. Hey, I was also thirsty when you gave when I got my
Let me see it. What flavor you got? Okay, that's the grape, strawberry grape. I
Yeah,
call
yeah,
that the
yeah.
greedy grape.
So this brother got his own drink, and it's in different stores, different places. And tell the people where they can get it. If you ship it, all of that stuff, tell everybody about it.
Absolutely. Let me tell you about the crazy A. I don't call it lemonade. I call it crazy A because once you take a sip of it, man, you're just gonna go crazy. You ain't gonna be able to close the bottle. You're gonna drink it all up in one sitting. So it's all natural sugars, no added sugars, no granulated sugars in it, no preservatives, no GMO. Um, the sugar comes from the strawberry content, what sweetens up the drink. I ferment the strawberries and it gives it that sweet taste. And you can also find I'm in like 6 different restaurants out here in Indiana, Maryville, Indiana, Highland, Monster, Crown Point. You can find it at Chicagoland Popcorn, Ray's Caribbean Jerk, um, Top of the Morning in Miller, Butterfingers in Highland, Butterfingers in Munster, Butterfingers in Crown Point, and also in the Lake County Government Center.
So he's all over the place. They going crazy off the crazy egg. I don't know what I'm gonna do on the show after I drink some more. I don't know what might happen. Yeah,
And man,
I don't know.
you might see some unicorns, you might see some rainbows or something. Anything might happen.
If somebody want to put in a order, how do they do it?
You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram. It's Malcolm DJ Steak Adams. I don't have a Crazy A page because when I started, it just took off so fast.
Right.
You can send me an email at info@mlaprinting.com. So I'm in the process of creating all the social medias for Crazy A. And just get in contact with me. That's info@mlaprinting.com. Or you can just you can call me, man. 219-398-8888. That's 219-398-8888.
And then hopefully you put all that stuff in the comments later on, man, so people can see it, man. And then real quick, man, are you watching the playoffs? Have you watched any playoffs?
Man, I definitely I watched the other.
Oh, he done left off. Oh, yep. You gotta get your. I heard a lot of background technology.
Yeah, man. It looked like it's over with for the Knicks tonight.
It's
Yeah,
over
they
with?
down.
Oh, okay.
They down 23 with like 5 minutes left.
Okay.
So it's definitely probably gonna get to game 6.
I hit the wrong button.
Come on, man. We trying to put on a show here, man. And I'm asking you about the playoffs, and you dip out on me.
I was trying to hit the comment button. I was trying to hit the chat button and
Are you
mess around and hit
drinking? Are you drinking your own product? Are you drinking your own product?
I'm definitely drinking my own product. You hear me? I'm definitely drinking it.
Tell the people again, man.
So yeah, I watched the playoffs that game when they got blew out by 145. Man, it was ridiculous, man. The Warriors looked real sad. They got blew out by that many points. It was bad. They missed the homie, man. They missed the homie Steph Curry.
Who you got winning the whole thing, man? You got somebody winning the whole championship? You got to pick.
Oh man, I gotta go with my man, Mr. Tell the Truth. Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5.
You rolling with the Pacers.
Look, hey, I'm gonna just put it like this. You can get some grape aid, some lemonade, or some crazy aid. Lakers in 5.
Yeah. You want to change them Lakers to Pacers?
Pacers in 5. Yeah. Pacers in 5. I said Lakers. Yeah. Pacers in 5. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, look, man, I appreciate you jumping on with us, telling us about the crazy aid. And make sure you put that stuff in the comments, man.
I got you. Appreciate you for having me on. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
That is Malcolm Adams. Crazy Aid. Crazy Aid is the name. And it's keeping me hydrated during the show, man. So y'all make sure y'all support that brother.
Close place for me to probably go. I did hear him say that place in Munster. That would probably have to be the one I go to. Because we being an Illinoisan, that's what I'm closer to. Hammond, Munster, Gary, Lowell, Griffith, like that. I'm up that way. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I'm guessing we're not gonna get Joe Robinson tonight because his team lost. So we're gonna.
Yeah, they losing about 30. You ain't gonna get them tonight.
Yeah, so we'll wait. If they finish it out in 6, we'll get him back next time, and then we're gonna talk about some more for him doing what he did. That was real whack.
Yeah, he getting all the smoke. He getting all this work. Now, look, and I'm letting them know when the Jazz come to Chicago, we got that schedule for the Bears too. You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
We gotta do that.
Yeah.
We had some news. Was it yesterday? Day before yesterday? The GOAT himself.
Yesterday.
I know these GOAT James Kingdom people ain't gonna like that, but we are Michael
We
Jordan
MJ,
fans
we
around here,
MJ
man.
fans over here, man.
Don't
Sorry,
leave
we
the show.
MJ fans over
Don't
here.
leave the show if you hear that. Don't leave the show. It's all love. We love Go James Kingdom. They mess with us, but he's going to be joining NBC on NBA coverage as a special contributor. Nobody knows the details of what that looks like, what it's going to be, what he's going to be doing. But when you heard the news, what was your first thoughts?
Man, I thought somebody was playing with me because he usually doesn't do that. He does like one-on-one interviews and he'll give his perspective of players or whatever from a one-on-one thing. But as far as this here, I'm kind of excited, man, because it's like kind of like him out of his element a little bit per se, because we never really seen him do this.
Yes.
So I'm looking for the excitement. I bet you, man, come on, bro. I'm being honest. His knowledge of the game is probably finna be probably some like he probably gonna be like the Tom Brady of this. You know how Tom Brady went to the booth over there and we were so impressed because how he knows the game. I'm looking for the same thing from MJ when he probably give his perspective. I'm looking to be enlightened for him to like probably have me thinking about some things that I never thought about.
The only thing that I think a lot of people gonna say is he didn't do well as a GM, you know, and things of that nature. So, but this is a different role. We, like you say, we haven't seen it. But my question, you brought up Tom Brady. We see with Tom Brady making buku money, and he ain't never done it in his life. Just off his name alone, he got a double-digit year deal over, I forget how many hundreds of million it was, but he got it straight off his name. My question is, how much is MJ getting paid? That's my question.
Man.
How much is he getting paid? I'm curious about that.
Man, hey, bro, I don't even want to touch that because I don't want to shortchange him because I know with his time is money. So I know for them to be able to get him to do this, they had to pay him a grip.
How did they keep it under wraps? When Tom Brady got his deal, it was out there quick. But Jordan got his on the hush. Like, what's going on?
Hey, as good as Tom Brady is, bro, as far as when it comes down to athletes, Michael Jordan's still probably a bigger athlete. That's why.
Yeah. A couple comments here. We got a Kobe fan says Kobe the GOAT. They says Kobe, Jordan, then Wilt. Okay. I hear you. And
I love Kobe, man, but to me, what I always eliminated Kobe from the GOAT conversation, it's not a knock because I'm a fan. He just wasn't as efficient as the other guys, man. He had too many seasons where he shot 43, 44% from the field, 45. He never shot 50% from the field once in his career, not once. Love him, though. MJ finished up. If he wouldn't have never came for the Wizards, he'd have finished up as a guard, 51% from the field, almost 90% free throw shooter for his career. I love Kobe, but MJ's the GOAT, man. MJ to go. Period.
We team MJ over here, but I respect Kobe. Like, if that's your pick, I ain't mad at that. Don Juan says MJ will give a new perspective on talking basketball. I'm definitely looking forward to see what that perspective is because we haven't heard him any. I think what since the Last Dance, maybe. Like we ain't seen him no interview, nothing since the Last Dance. The last I can remember.
No, like somebody was saying that they tried to get him to do an interview after the bogus comments about Scottie Pippen about him being a terrible player and all that. He wouldn't take the bait. He said he'd rather not touch that and just left it alone.
Yeah. That's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting. Let me see. Jordan on. I'm pretty sure they're gonna bring the old music back as well. They gotta bring the old music back. They gotta bring the old music back, man. We got some more. Blue Bolt Sports Observer and Politics checking in. Alan Powell, salute. Who's your top 5 of all time?
What sport?
I know.
He's talking basketball.
These are. I'm pretty sure these are the GOAT James Kingdom.
Okay, so we're talking basketball. Okay, I just want to make sure we still talking basketball. Okay.
And I think last time Johnny and them or somebody asked me when I was on their show, they asked me, and what I like to do is I give my top 5 that I've seen and not just rattle off names of old guys that I didn't see. I don't like doing that. I would like to talk about people I've seen play. And so I think if I remember, I forgot, I don't believe I wrote it down, but if I'm just going off the top of my head, I think it's Jordan, LeBron. I think I said Kobe. I think I said Tim Duncan.
Okay.
And then I said, who did I?
Did you have a king in your top 5?
I think that was my 5th. I think that was my 5th. I think the people I've seen. I seen Magic at the tail end. I seen Bird after he had back injuries. You know, I didn't never seen Wilt play. All you can do is go back in the archives. I never seen Bill Russell play. Never seen Kareem play. So
right.
It would be, I don't like just
you don't want to just throw some names out there, and that's what's in your era, just to be appeasing people.
Yes.
Now, me having seen all those guys, like I said, Jordan's in my top 5. Magic is definitely in my top 5 because I got to see him. Hakeem. This is why I always throw people off at, like, I don't just really go like positions. I just go my 5 favorites.
Right.
They are Jordan, Kobe, Hakeem, Shaq, and David Robinson.
Oh, you said those your favorite though.
Those are my 5 favorite players.
Your 5 favorite. Okay.
That's my top 5. Yeah, that's my top 5.
Got it. So they already going through the comments, making debates already.
They talking about what Kobe didn't do that LeBron do. I love LeBron guys. I love LeBron fans, bro.
So Don Juan says Blue Boat and him, they talk basketball, so they like to debate. But I appreciate the question. You know, we'll do that here and there. But, you know, we like to talk all sports stories on this show. But I appreciate those questions because it's always good to refresh the people on your thoughts as far as GOATs and all of that stuff. So, but to get back to the stories. So Jordan joined the NBC, and now I want to get to actually my segment, which is a day in the life of Al. And this time I'm packing for a trip. And it made me think, packing for a trip, what's the biggest difference between men and women packing for a trip? Because we know it's a difference. Men, so talk about you, remember packing for a trip. What's one thing you can remember the difference between you and your wife packing for a trip?
Hey, bro, the difference is, man, she has this whole big old bag full of hair care products. I don't need none of that. You know, she have to have 3 outfits per day. I don't need to do all of that. You know, I don't need to do all that. So the difference is, women, they always take more on a trip than we do because they need more than we do.
That is true. They do need more. They got makeup and all this stuff. Like, I ain't for men who do makeup, that's cool. I don't do makeup. I don't need makeup. So that's not gonna do.
Yeah, not at all.
But I'm packing for a trip. It just made me think. I just remember women and men pack different for sure. They pack different, and I knocked it out. Within an hour, I was done. You know, with everything, and that's it.
It's like times me and my wife and kids were going on trips, and we were leaving like on a Thursday or something.
Yeah,
they'll be doing little by little, like the Sunday before the Thursday. They'll be doing little by little. Bro, I wake up Thursday morning, beat everybody up, and I pack my bag on the day of the trip, and I'm good.
Yeah. So if you just joining the show, man, this is the Allen Pals, man. We talk about every sports, life and laugh. That's what we're about on this show. So you might hear some stories here and there about my life. We definitely like to laugh a lot, and then we like to talk sports. So I'm gonna get back to the comments because Don Juan said Joe Burrow is the best QB in the NFL.
I agree with that.
Best QB in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's my favorite player in the NFL. I liked him from the time he got to LSU. Like, I'm a Bears fan. That's my team. Yeah. But I think Joe Burrow is the best quarterback in the league. I do.
Last year, the way he was playing, I'm not mad at that statement at all. The way he was playing last year, without no defense to help him.
The man got hurt his rookie year towards ACL. Came back the second year and took the Bengals to the Super Bowl, bro.
Yeah.
The Bengals.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, bro.
And he beat Mahomes a couple times. You know what I'm saying? He beat my homeboy. The bandwagon on you said my starting 5 is beating anybody else starting 5. He said, and he giving years behind the people he picking. He said 2013 Brian, 2016 Curry, 2014 KD, 2021 Giannis and 2025 Jokic. That is
Hey, bro,
hilarious.
everybody's always entitled to their opinion, but when they take these picks into consideration, this is not me, this is not. Do they ever consider how bad Steph has been on defense his entire career?
Well,
So now you're gonna put it. I'm just saying, if he said his bag will kill somebody, so now you're gonna tell me he finna stick Jordan on the switch because he's the guard, Mike is a guard.
yeah.
Man, Mike will go for 100 on Steph, bro. Quit playing, man. Knock it out, man.
Hey,
Mike will get that dude 100, bro.
I appreciate that he gave the years because I'm pretty sure all of those
I don't
years.
care what year it is, bro.
I'm pretty sure them years, them guys are probably the best in the league that year. he probably picked their best year.
Well, if that's the case, bro, I'm taking 85 Jordan when he's scoring 63 in the playoffs. 86 Jordan when he coming back scoring 50 points 3 times against the Bucks. Like, I mean, we all got some story to tell. 88 Jordan when he won every award except the championship.
Yeah. That's off the chain, man. Don Juan says that 5 is a defensive liability. Yes,
it is.
You said it?
Yes, it is, man.
Okay. Let's get back to the stories, man. The MLB lift the ban on Pete Rose, man, and you giving it a hand clap, but for me, like, I hate somebody got to wait till they die to get inducted or a ban lifted when this guy is the hits leader in the MLB. Like, okay, he bet on baseball, but I'm saying put him in and put an asterisk next to his name if you got to do that, whatever. But don't wait till the man got to die and then you put him in. Like, he don't even get a chance. He don't give a chance to enjoy a chance of getting in the MLB because y'all waited till he dead.
Yeah, bro. That's how they always do. You know what I'm saying? They did the same thing to Ron Santo. You know, he missed the hall every year. And then when he died, he makes it. The next year he makes it. Come on, man.
I hate it.
Yeah, that's terrible.
So it was him and some other players that got the bans lifted, and I'm not a fan of that, man. Like, and listen. Some people say it might have been Trump that got this. You know, he's back in office, and if he was a Pete Rose fan, he might have pushed the envelope on Manfred. You know what I mean? He might have pushed the envelope.
Ain't no telling.
So like, hey, we see what he been doing to the people in Pennsylvania. You know, with the transgender thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, Trump is a gangster. He might have made that call to Manfred, like, yo, get that ban. But he can't actually be eligible for the Hall of Fame until 2027 because of, like, a certain rule. Yeah. So, but just the fact that this man had to wait till he died to get this ban lifted is ridiculous.
And it's so crazy. When did he get banned? Like 1987?
It was a while, yeah.
But we're talking close to 40 years ago. Even when you banned him, that should have been lifted. I agree with you. That ban should have been lifted, bro.
It should have been lifted. It's ridiculous, man. They going crazy in the comments. Let's go back to these comments. They having it.
Bro, yeah. Kevin Durant is not no defensive player. All right, bro. I can't some of these guys, bro. They just be talking, bro.
Brian and KD ain't losing. Now are they playing NBA Jam 2-on-2? Like,
right.
Like Brian and Curry and KD ain't losing. Those 3-on-3.
Right. I mean, I'm pretty sure all of them have lost.
FYL Sports Debate in the building, man. Hey, salute to them, man. Salute to them. They got a great platform. I'm subscribed. So everybody if you're not subscribed, make sure y'all go subscribe to them, man.
Yeah, I want to say, was it Roger Clemens was one of the guys too?
What band?
Yeah, the band lifted on.
I know it was Shoeless
Joe Jackson. I knew somebody. Shoeless Joe Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and a bunch of the guys on that Sox team too.
Right.
The band got lifted off. A few more guys on that Sox team. That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a lot of them, I guess, gambling. You know, doing that. But my thing is, if you the hits leader, no matter if you was gambling or not, he's the #1 hits leader in history of the MLB. And y'all got this man out of the Hall of Fame all this time, and now he died, and now he got a chance to. That's ridiculous.
And it's so crazy. It's so crazy that you brought up Shooter Joe Jackson, bro, because like years ago when I first heard about that, when I was getting into baseball in the mid-'80s, I heard about that. I went and did some research. Man, for a guy who supposedly threw the series, just got batted like damn near 400 in the World Series that year, man.
Right.
I'm like, how is he blowing a series when this guy got like 12, 13 hits?
Ridiculous, bro. FYF says, does this mean P. Rose will be inducted now? He can
think he will be eventually. When he's eligible in 27, I think he will be.
In 2027, he's going to be eligible for the Hall of Fame, and I'm pretty sure he's going to get the number.
Yeah, he's going to get the number.
He got to get voted. What is it, like 70-some%, something like that?
Yeah,
and he gets in. So I believe he's going to get in, man. But it's ridiculous. Let's get to some of these comments. Don while Lamont just finished cooking tonight. Please don't like roll back on the panel. Okay. Let me see. We got Najee, the chosen one, and LeBron we trust. Oh, we got some of them Bron. Those
Go James. You got the Go James crew.
Go James. Hey, they ferocious, bro. They ferocious. FYL says Bonds and Rose need to be in ASAP. Bonds definitely need to be in. Like I say, if you believe they cheated the game with gambling or steroids, just put a little asterisk next to their name or whatever. But,
I don't want no asterisk next to the guys that took steroids because you wasn't testing for it at first. And then when guys were hitting 70 home runs and 60 home runs after the strike, Major League Baseball had no problem with Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire. None of these guys used them because you never test them. The ratings were back after you just had lost all the fans a couple of seasons ago when baseball went on strike. You had no problem with it. So you shouldn't have a problem with it now.
And we know they benefited from them. You know, Chicks did the long ball. You remember the commercials they had. So they benefited from it. And, you know, all of that stuff. But now. Hey,
bro, 98 still go down as probably one of the greatest years in baseball history, bro. You had like 14, 15 guys hit over 15 home runs. 50 home runs. That was crazy.
FYF says, I think it was fair with Bonds because I believe the pitchers were juicing too, so it's fair game. And that's a true statement. Like you say, Roger Clemens was one of those them dudes named. You know, he came back at like 40.
I mean, after his velocity and went down after he fell off in Boston, man, that man resurrected himself in Houston and a few places. I'm like, oh, okay, look at him.
Yeah. And he tried to blame it on his wife. If I remember the story, he tried to blame it on his wife. Like, she took the package. Like, nah, it wasn't me. Like, bro, throwing his wife under the bus real quick. It wasn't me.
Right. I thought he would have did what Manny Ramirez did, man, try to take some prenatal to cover up the steroids or something. You remember that?
Yeah. Hey, Kobe says about Go James. You know, it's been some rumblings about LeBron. It's been some rumblings, but I know the Go James Kingdom ain't gonna like those.
Hey, bro, it's been some rumors, but till we get some concrete, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
But you know what's gonna happen? It's gonna come out 30 years later on the 30 for 30. You know what I'm saying? Like, how was he doing this at age 40? You know what I'm saying?
Right, to get them ratings up. I feel you.
Yeah, it's gonna be too late, and we're gonna be like, we told you so when we 80 years old. Still doing this right now. They said Andy Pettit, Juice too. Yep, he was on the list. Good point, Don Juan. He was on that list. And Najee back and LeBron, we trust. Them Go James Kingdom, they gonna be with him, man. So look,
I ain't mad at him, man. I mean, I ain't mad at him. I just when I have debates with them, I go to facts. They want to argue numbers and different things like that, man. Numbers don't always make who's the great or who's the best player ever, bro.
Yeah,
like you sit down and watch. If you sit down and you watch Jordan, like a guy like you and me, we've watched Jordan and LeBron their careers, bro. How can you pick anybody over Jordan? Like how?
Hey, listen, man. You know, well, I can tell you how. First, newer generations, of course. You a little older too. So younger generations, just like I said, I put my numbers, my top 5 on based on what I seen.
Right.
Based on what they seen, LeBron is that dude. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. FYF says I seen Hoop at LA Fitness still windmilling at 40. I don't think what LeBron is doing is that crazy. Okay, we'll find out. Some years later.
I mean, yeah, my buddy Brian No Tree, he played for Illinois and he also played in the NBA, played for UIC Chicago, went to Simeon. He posted up some videos of him like a couple of years ago in his 40s, dunking with ease, bro. Dunking with ease. So, this is not a knock at LeBron. This is not a knock at LeBron. But nowadays, bro, their athleticism is lasting a little longer. Vince Carter just retired a couple of years ago. He still could dunk and he was 40.
Right. And we know LeBron keep himself in tip-top shape. We don't know how he do it, but he does.
Man, from what I'm hearing with his trainers, he's spending like millions of dollars a year on his body alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he bad shoots.
Yeah. We gonna see. Lloyd International checking in, says facts. Appreciate you checking in. And so look, we like to do an hour show, man. So we are about to get up out of here. But like I said, we do sports, life, and laughs. And in my life, I'm a big believer in God and scripture. And so I try to give a scripture a week. Maybe it'll encourage you, help you out with something, and I bring it to you based on how it came to me, man. And so this week's scripture is James 1:12. And I thought this was interesting because I know a lot of people don't want to hear this type of stuff, but it gives you perspective on life. So it says, God blesses those who patiently endure testing and temptation. Afterward, they will receive the crown of life that God has promised to those who love him. So, a lot of people don't talk about, they don't like talk about in the Bible, it's going, you're going to go through trials. And it clearly says in this life, you will have trouble. But this scripture talks about when you endure the test or the trials, that afterward, you're going to get what God has promised to you. So if you can just stay the course to the other end of that trial, God got you. Just stay the course. The scripture, the race is not given to the swift, but the one who's endured to the end. That's another scripture. So I when I'm saying this, and like I'm going through a tough season myself, but I'm a believer in God that he gonna get me through this, and I'm gonna look back and say I made it through. And so you go faith to faith, man, depending on what you're going through, man. But that's the scripture of the day. If you're going through anything, I would say check this scripture out, and hopefully that it gives you some faith and encouragement to keep pushing no matter what you're going through. James 1:12. Endure the testing and temptation. Afterwards, whatever God has promised, you're gonna get it. That's it. FYF says fact. That's fire. I appreciate that. Kobe put a scripture, Deuteronomy 24:16. Jesus Christ never existed. Okay. Hey, if you don't believe in Jesus Christ, I ain't mad at that either. Listen, I'm just telling you, each his own. I'm just telling you my faith, my belief. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ. But I appreciate all y'all people for tuning in to this show, man. All the debates, I appreciate it. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the YouTube page. And we're going to be seeing y'all more and more. So appreciate all y'all checking in. Vic, you know what it is. We gonna see y'all next week.
Appreciate it,
We
bro.
lock and load, Allen Pants. It's the Allen Pants Show. But we lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Pants Show. But we lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Pants Show. But we lock and load. It's the Allen Pants Show. But we lock and load. Come on. But we lock and load, Allen Pants.